So the Minnesota Vikings will put it all on the line tonight in Glendale, Arizona.
Here we go, playing the final wild card game of the weekend. This is against the Los Angeles Rams. Vikings insider Cody Benjamin from CBSSports.com joins us in studio with keys to break down this game. Great to see you again.
Yeah, it was just so cold out there, I had to find shelter. But I found a great spot.
So
found
your
way
into WCCO. I love that.
Okay, so let's start with this. The game, of course, it was supposed to be played in LA. It's since been moved to Glendale, Arizona. Does that actually make a difference for the Vikings when it comes to home field advantage, or not so much?
I mean, it's not nothing that it was moved. I mean, obviously for the Rams, they're losing a home field advantage here a little bit, but this isn't, at the Rams Stadium, they've kind of had they're kind of notorious for maybe not having the best home field advantage in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And then also, this is a stadium that they play in every year. I mean, the Cardinals, it's their stadium, that's their division rival. But I do think if it benefits one team, it is the Vikings a little bit, because it is added logistics, moving the Rams to this stadium. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's playoff football. It's about who is the best team, who's going to be the best tonight. And so I think it's going to be determined by what happens on that field regardless of the stadium.
So what are some of the biggest concerns for the Vikings going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone who watched the Vikings last game, I mean, you have to be a little concerned about Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I think for like 14, 15 games this season, Sam Darnold is a top 10 quarterback. He was a top 10 quarterback. But when the moment was biggest, I mean, that was not the Sam Darnold everyone wanted to see. And of course, it wasn't all on him. The offensive line, especially on the interior, faced a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But you could see there was just a little bit more of a jumpiness, a little bit of, the passes were sailing a little bit high, the chemistry, the timing was just not there. And Sam Darnold, you forget, hadn't really been in a game of that magnitude until that point. And so you're really just hoping for, let's calm him down. Let's hope that he got that out of the way in Week 18, and now it's win or go home, and so it matters.
Okay, so if he is having another off day, can they rely on the defense to stop the Rams offense?
I mean, that's a great question, because I do think, for as much as we've talked about Sam Darnold, we probably don't talk enough about how much the Vikings lean on him to win games, because the defense has been opportunistic. They've shut down, or they've come up with key turnovers in key times, but I think the Rams have too many weapons. Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, the coach. These are guys that have won big games. Stafford and McVay won the Super Bowl a few years ago. So I think they can move the football. Yeah. It's going to be tough. I think for the Vikings to win, they need Sam Darnold to be back to that level.
So you talk about Sam Darnold, but the Vikings, the run game has been hit or miss this year too. Yeah. Do the Vikings need to establish a run game, or can they establish it through the pass first and then get the run game going?
I think no matter what, you just need to get Sam Darnold comfortable. Yeah. So get him in a rhythm, whether that means getting Aaron Jones more involved, or part of the appeal of Sam Darnold is he's got the arm. He can make any throw, but I would want him to just get into a rhythm more than, he takes shots, and he was fearless for a lot of the season, but I think it's more important, quick throws. Get the ball out of his hands early. Get it to your playmakers. You've got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. Get that ball out quickly, because the Rams, the one thing they do have on defense is their front. Byron Young, Jared Verse, some young guys that really get after you up front.
I do have one thought and question here. I mean, we had some field goal problems last week.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Do you think Kevin might just go for it on fourth instead of kick a field goal? I think he's going to take the points.
Well, I mean, it's in your mind when it's close. I think if you're like midfield, you're kind of deep. I guess where it's kind of iffy. I think you're thinking about it a little more when your kicker is, and he's going up against Kevin O'Connell. He coached for Sean McVay before. He's going up against his old mentor. Maybe you want to make an aggressive statement.
I'm not going to put you on the spot. I'm not going to have you make a prediction.
You can.
You want to make a prediction?
I feel reasonably good about the Vikings. I think the pendulum swings too far sometimes in the NFL. The storylines after Darnold's performance, everyone's like, "Wow, the Vikings were fraudulent." Yeah. No, I don't think that's quite. I think they still are the better team, but anything can happen. I think Vikings win, but I do think it wouldn't be shocking.
Team effort, though. It's going to take the whole
team effort.
Okay, here we go. Cody, as always, we appreciate you. Just a reminder for you at home, Mike Max will be in Arizona for the game with fans and players. He'll be live on our news 4, 5, 6 o'clock with more of the big wildcard game. And then, of course, a recap for the game, hopefully with the win tomorrow as well.